Kuvo Jazz in the studio is the CEO of Be a Good Person. For 10 years, wearing Be a Good Person is more than just rocking a slogan. It's about living the values of what their brand was built on. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here on KUVO's Community Connection.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me, Tree.
It's my pleasure. Now, who or what inspired you to create Be a Good Person?
So I can't take the credit for the creation, but Julian, Nikos, and Darian created the slogan, Be a Good Person. They started it out with doing stickers, which they would photograph and video throughout the city, kind of highlighting just the simple fact of being a good person, the most basic concept, which later evolved into doing T-shirts. And then now we're trying to create fashion for everybody, so from accessories to T-shirts to hoodies to socks, a little bit of everything, hats and everything, just really trying to just push positivity out to the world, building community, not only here in Colorado, but hopefully nationally and internationally, so everyone just feels that same sense in the times of tough political landscape, tough just life sometimes, mental health and all the things that we deal with. It's really important to just remind everybody, by wearing the message, Be a Good Person, that not only to be good to everybody who we interact with, but also be good to ourselves.
Exactly. You've got to be good to ourselves. And, worldwide, we all need positivity. I don't care where you are. That's just the way it is. So who or what motivated you to start this in 2015?
So a lot of the motivation was just the push for positivity, the push for just a better place, a better world that we live in. I think it's important that all of us are just good, whether that's through collaboration or through friendship or through fellowship or whatever that is, but just making it seem that there's a lot more similarities that we all have in this world than differences. So just bringing back to like the most basic concept of just being a person and being a good person and not necessarily showing up perfect, but always striving to be the best possible version of yourself. And, most of the time we hope that we can all land on good in doing that.
Yes, I love it. So what are you planning to create in the near future?
So next week we will release an additional collection. It's going to be our Spring 2 capsule. We're going to have a fair amount of hats because it seems like everybody's really into hats right now. So just trying to stay up with the fashion trends and just allowing it to be just an accessory piece. So there will be a couple different hats as well as some crop tops as well as some tees. And so from that, we'll just continue to kind of crank out some cool stuff for the spring and summer and just try and make sure that everybody has a way to kind of represent, be a good person to their best ability.
It is amazing. I see it almost everywhere. And I came to work the other day and I turned the corner and here comes one of my coworkers with Be a Good Person on the baseball cap. I was like, dude, really? I'm talking to them this week. And so we start talking about it. He's from Louisiana.
Oh, wow.
And heard about it and jumped right on it. So this is amazing. And your brick and mortar store, I have to get down there and check that out.
Yeah. Trying to make it show that we can obviously have people wearing it not only in Colorado, but also just, internationally and throughout the world.
Yeah, around the world. We love it. We love it around the world. So how do we get your gear? I'm sure you have a social site.
Yeah, so we it's just beagoodperson.com is our website. We have Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. We have a little bit of everything. We also are just continuing to be at events, so we do vending at specific events. You can check our website. We have an events tab, which you can kind of glance at some of the things we have upcoming. Also, be on the lookout for the May 18th announcement of our event we're going to have for the 10th anniversary celebration. It should be cool, and we'll have some limited time pieces that are going to be there, so that should be a good time.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to come.
Yeah,
I can't wait to come.
Without a doubt.
Okay. So you've already listed all your social sites. Now, let's say Happy Mother's Day to your mom. I'm sure she was very instrumental in what you have to offer because you're such a nice person. I love that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and happy Mother's Day to my mother, Stephanie. Yeah, she, even me, luckily, I'm blessed enough to say that I've had a lot of people, interact with me and be like, hey, it seems like you really embody the brand. And a lot of that is a credit to her and my father for just raising me to just always treat everybody equally, and just continue to just be the best possible versions of ourselves and push people to be the best versions of themselves. So
that's beautiful because one of the things I remember growing up was treat people the way you expect to be treated.
Of course.
And it doesn't always come back, but when it does, it feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. And I mean, it's actually funny you say that. I actually got a chance. I was in D.C. earlier this week, and I got a chance to visit the Martin Luther King Memorial and some of the other memorials out there. And it's just funny because, again, it's like you said, just treat people the way we want to be treated. And then, you talk to all the similar principles surrounding that. And then how about you telling me earlier about one of the principles that you taught your child?
Yes, be a good person.
Tell them, the five pillars, and one of them is be a good person.
Exactly.
I love it.
Treat people the way you expect to be treated and love others.
Of course.
Love is first. And everything that I do, love is first, period.
I love that.
Okay. So let's say, what else can we talk about? Yeah, we talked about Mother's Day. Oh, your partnerships. You got a lot of partnerships going on, man. That's incredible.
Yeah, so we have a lot of cool stuff going on, especially recently. We did some merch that you can find in the Ball Arena store, the Legend store over there. We did a collaboration with the Avalanche and then the Nuggets. So we did some limited time pieces for their playoff runs. Obviously, unfortunately, the Avs aren't playing, but we're still fans and we're still here in Denver.
Yes.
A couple months ago, we did a collaboration alongside Lululemon as well. And I guess it's quantified as a collection, but we did a collection alongside Lululemon and just continuing to kind of just foster relationships with good partners and, also being able to kind of highlight a lot of different creatives and artists and stuff. So we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. Also, we're going to do a collection with Curie Lee Jones, who is one of the artist who's been close to the brand for a while, which will come out here in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be our April Showers collection, and we've done that the last couple of years. It's been really cool. It's a lot of floral elements to the design, so make sure to be on the lookout for that as well.
Okay, be on the lookout for Be a Good Person. We want to I truly thank you for your inspiration and the time that you shared with us here on Community Connection. We are a Colorado where everyone feels seen and heard.
I love that. Thank you so much for your time, Tree.
You're so welcome.